we were discussing that all the DNA viruses are double stranded except Parvoviridae, because that is single stranded, and all of them have linear genomes, right? So I have shown you what is linear genome, except what again? Except it will be papilloma, polyoma and hepadnavirus, right? Because they have got circular DNA. Okay. Now, what are the list of DNA viruses which we basically have? So obviously, how do you remember that is by a mnemonic HAPPY, you know, happy, right? So how do you remember is H square A P power 4 and Y. Okay. Now what is H here? Hepadnavirus, right? So hepadna is also a virus that has got DNA. Okay, but the exception is that it has got a circular DNA. Now another thing is herpes. Another important thing is herpes. And next we have got adeno. You know the adenoviruses, right, which mainly affects the glands. And next we have got the pox virus, right, and 3 more P's. What are the 3 more P's? Yeah, 3 more P's I have told you here. Papilloma and polyoma, isn't it? Can we add here? Polyoma as well as papilloma. And next we have got the parvoviruses, which have got a single stranded DNA, right? So these are some of what? These are some of the DNA viruses. Now let us discuss few important points regarding the adenovirus. Regarding the adenovirus, we shall be discussing just few important points, because I will be discussing in much detailed about this adenovirus later on. Okay. So what are the important points? The first important thing is that adenovirus is responsible for causing sore throat, which you also call it as febrile pharyngitis, right? Which you also call it as febrile pharyngitis, which you also call it as sore throat. Second important thing is that this adenovirus can even affect your urinary bladder and cause cystitis, right? So that particular cystitis is called as acute hemorrhagic cystitis. So it would also cause acute hemorrhagic cystitis. Not only that, adenoviruses are also responsible for causing pneumonia. They are also responsible for causing pneumonia. And finally, all of you know this, that adenoviruses causes pink eye. Pink eye means what, guys? I hope all of you have got infected with this adenovirus at least once in your life. So what is a pink eye, guys? Pink eye is nothing but your conjunctivitis, right? So conjunctivitis, that would be your pink eye. Now let us talk a few important points on papillomavirus. Few important points on papillomavirus. Now regarding papillomavirus in the sense, what virus is this, guys? It is actually HPV virus, right? Human papillomavirus, HPV virus. And all of you know that HPV virus is mainly responsible for causing warts, right? There are different serotypes of HPV virus. One is serotype 1, okay, serotype 2, serotype 6, as well as serotype 11. So 1, 2, 6, 11. Okay, 1, 2, 6 and 11. These are the serotypes which mainly cause these warts. Whatever I was discussing about the warts are mainly caused by HPV 1, 2, 6 as well as 11. Whereas 16 and 18, serotype 16 and 18 are responsible for causing what? Cervical cancer. Are responsible for causing cervical cancer, not this cervical cancer. I am talking about cervical cancer in females, okay? Cervical cancer in the females. I mean cancer of the cervix, okay? So most commonly, what serotypes are responsible for causing cervical cancer in the females? That is 16 and 18. And 1, 2, 6, 11 are responsible for causing HPV warts. Another important virus which we have to discuss is polyoma virus. polyoma virus. Now in this polyoma virus guys, in this polyoma virus, one very important thing you need to know is that there are two important examples in this polyoma virus which you have to discuss. One is called as JC virus, that is also called as John Cunningham virus, right? Another one is BK virus. So this virus is first found in the patient and the initials of the patient start with B and K, okay? So I don't know what is the name of the patient. So in that patient, first of all, this virus is seen. So his name starts with B and ends with K, or you can say his initials are B and K. So that is why they named it as BK virus, okay? So JC virus stands for John Cunningham virus. John Cunningham virus. So we have to discuss about JC virus as well as BK virus. Now, what is the important thing you need to know about JC virus? JC, C for cerebrum, right? So, I mean, remember like that, okay? So, C for cerebrum. So, it means JC virus mainly affects your brain, causing PML. PML stands for progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy. So, this mainly affects your brain, leading to a condition called as PML. PML, which means progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy. Progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy, and this infection is most commonly seen in HIV patients. Okay. Now, when it comes to BK virus, BK, K for kidney, okay, it mainly targets the kidney and damages the kidney. It mainly targets the kidney, and mostly this BK virus is seen in which group of patients? Those group of patients who have undergone transplantation, any transplantation it might be, mostly kidney transplant. So, mostly in the patients of transplant. So, in the transplant patients, you would mostly see this BK virus. So, another important virus which we will be discussing is parvovirus. Parvovirus. Now, what is the important thing which you can tell us about the parvovirus? So, one of the example of parvovirus is B19 virus. Okay, so what is responsible? I mean, B19 virus causes what? B19 virus causes aplastic anemia. Aplastic anemia. And not only that, B19 virus is also responsible for causing a specific or a characteristic type of rash in the children, right? So when you slap someone, you see a red color rash. This is called as slapped cheek rash, right? So slapped cheek appearance. So this rash also looks as if someone has slapped the child, right? So this type of rash, you call it as slapped cheek rash, right? And the disease, the name of the disease where you find this slap cheek rash is erythema infectiosum. Erythema infectiosum, or also called as fifth day disease, okay? Erythema infectiosum, or also called as fifth day disease, where the reason for this, I mean, the etiology is B19 virus, obviously, which is a group of parvovirus, and here you would find a slap cheek rash, and this is very important, guys, very important, right? And not only that, apart from aplastic anemia, slap cheek rash, we also see another condition that is called as hydrops fetalis. There is also another disease that is associated with this B19 virus, or there is also another disease which is caused by this B19 virus, that would be hydrops fetalis. Hydrops fetalis. right? So this is all you need to know regarding the parvovirus. So in the next lecture we shall be discussing about the herpes virus. So thank you so much for watching my video. Goodbye.